If you are doing an accountancy qualification, or you are in university and you have a subject as the name of accountancy, or you are preparing to attend a written test or an interview in accountancy field, or you are running your own business and need to understand the real transactions of the business, how to realize that, how to record that in journal, ledger, trial balance, and produce the financial statement, this video is exactly for you. We are here with a new series of videos, case studies and practical questions, which directly will target the questions which are based on real examples of the business in the world. That will directly target your written test, interview, and the test in the universities for the ACCA, for the CPA, for the CA, and all accountancy qualifications as a basic practical questions. So there will be many series and there will be many parts in each series. Continue with each and individual of them and you will learn a lot as a practical accountant, and you can even start working in this field. So let's directly jump to the video. Welcome to the next part. We have recorded previously the journal entry for this transaction. That was very simple. Review that video if you have not seen, and we are going by transferring these journal entries to the ledger. That's something we are doing now. So already I have inserted the names. If any changes required, we will do that, but for the meanwhile we will go directly to each individual one. What happened? This is the debit and credit has been incurred. These are elements. Just remember, if you don't know the debit and credit, here I will insert a link. That's a link to a video, secret of debit and credit, or double entry system of accountancy. Go review that. Pause this video, review that one, review the first part, and after that continue with this part. By the way, to the general ledger directly, for the first transactions we have equipment debited and cash, sorry, it's here, cash debited and capital credited. So what we will do, we will debit the cash. We have the cash account. Let me clarify here. In simple part, in simple method, we have a simple T account here as a general ledger, but it can be more complicated based on the nature of your company working. For here, we have already considered an account as the name of cash, which have a debit side, which have a credit side, and the reference, this reference can be a number to the journal entry, but here I have already considered this as other side of the transactions. When I'm doing a transaction cash here, the other side of the transaction was related to a capital. Let's go ahead, you will understand it well. This was the first transaction. Cash was debited for $20,000. So I will debit the cash, and the credit will go to where? It was a credit to the capital account for $20,000. Reference of this will be cash because the other side is cash. It will support me a lot. Even it's possible that you insert the narration, the date, the reference to the journal entry, everything is possible, especially if you are using some accounting softwares which are specifically designed for this purpose, such as QuickBooks, Tally, Sage 50, I think so it's called, eFront, and many other great accounting systems. So, but for the Excel sheet, that's a basic work we are doing. For understanding purpose, capital is the other side. For the capital we invested, the cash has been debited. That's simple word. Let's go to the second transactions. We have equipment debit and cash credit. So we are going to debit the equipment for how much? 2,500, and cash will be credit. It's very simple process, but the result will be great. This was done due to the equipment, and this was done due to the cash paid. That's it. And the other transaction will be inventory debit and account payable credit. So you are going to debit the inventory debit, and account payable credit, the reason the other account will be inventory, just mention it here for reference purpose, and account payable is the other account here. Okay, let's continue. We have the cash debited and sales credited, so the cash will be debited for 3,000 and the sales will be credited for the same 3,000. Okay, the reference will be cash and the reference or other account will be sales. And continuing that, we have 1,500 account receivable and sales, account receivable debited for 1,500. We can type it manually, no problem, and 1,500 will be credited. So here it is not cash, it's on credit, so we will write account receivable, and because the transaction other side was account receivable, and due to sales we have 1,500. We will go to other transactions. It is $300 for advertising expense and account payable. Where is the advertising expense? If there is nothing, you can insert it simply. You will drag and drop, put the formula and debit and credit and nothing else. You will insert the name advertising expense. Advertising expense has been debited for $300 and account payable has been credited for $300. It was due to advertising expense account, and the other side of this one will be account payable. We have account payable credited and advertising expense account will be debited. Office supplies debit and cash credit. So we have office supplies debited. What was the amount? It was $200. It is debit and cash credit we have paid. So office supplies is debit, is due to the office supplies, or other side will be office supplies, cash will be debited, and office supplies will be debit and cash will be credit. So that's it. We have paid in cash, that's why debited office supplies and cash will be credit. Other transactions will be cash debit and account receivable credit. This account receivable we have received in cash. So what we will do, account receivable will be credit for what amount? $1,000. $1,000 account receivable will be credit, and $1,000 cash will be debit. In other side will be account receivable and other side of this will be cash. Continue. We have another account receivable which was sales on credit. The account receivable is debit and sales is credit. Account receivable debit, simply where is account receivable? Here. Debit, the amount was, it was 2,200 is debit and sales will be credit for 2,200. The other side will be account receivable and here will be sales. So we have this one, and the other one is salaries paid $700 in cash. So salaries will be debited 700, other side will be cash, and yeah, we have paid cash for the salaries. 700 will be credited to the cash. The other transaction will be 300 account payable and will be debit and cash will be credit. So where is account payable? Here it is. Account payable will be debited for $300. Other account will be cash. And what will happen when we pay account payable? It is a decrease in cash of $300 due to the account payable. Continuing with that, we have $3,000 account payable, again decrease, and cash decrease. What we will do, that's a boring process, but with the modern accounting systems it's much more easier. But remember, you need to understand this dirty work. You need to understand this basic steps that you can work as an accountant perfectly. You can make the accountancy your career, even for your own business. Okay, let's go back. It was $3,000 decrease in account payable and cash. So other side will be cash, $3,000 decrease, and continuing to that, there will be other side will be account payable, and $3,000 will be credit. Continuing with this one, we have utilities debit and account payable credit for $500. Yeah, for $500. So utilities will be debit. Where is the utilities? Yeah, 500 will be debit, and account payable will be 500 credit due to utilities account, and this other side will be the account payable. Continuing with the work, we have reached to this 1200, which was rent paid in cash. So the rent should be debited, this expense, rent should be debited, another side will be cash, and cash will be credited 1200. So it is due to the rent, or the other account will be rent. The two last transactions, the first one is sales in cash. So we will have 4,000. It was 4,000, I think. I will check. There will be 4,000 cash. Okay, 4,000. Yeah, sales will be credited. Increased sales will be credited for 4,000, and the other account will be cash. So that's why we are going to debit the cash for 4,000, which the other account, other side of the transaction will be the sales. Continuing with that, we have $500 account payable debit and cash credit. So account payable will be debit for $500, which the other side of the transaction will be to the cash account, and $500 will appear here. So what we are going to do is, due to the account payable paid, this amount has been credited to cash. Yeah, I think we are done. We are done with all transactions, both sides. Yeah, we are now done with the general ledger. There is a very good aspect pending, which is as the closing of the accounts of the general ledgers at the year end, which is very important part. And we will go to by the next part, we are going to close these general ledgers, and this will help us to transfer this balance to the trial balance for the other process, the remaining process, to reach to the financial statements. Thank you so much for being with us till end of the video. This is one of the generic, unique type of practical question case studies you can find overall the YouTube. So it will help you a lot in understanding the practical questions of accountancy and dealing with normal deals and transactions within a business, which will support you for your written test, for your interview for a job, for exams in university, and accountancy qualifications. Just a kind request, hit the like button. That will be a big support for us. That will be a big passion and promotion for us, as well as share this with your friends. That will be very much helpful for them as well. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.